Maple Grove's going to have it.
Right out in front, they score.
Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of June 6th. I'm John Jacobson.
And I'm Jay Wilcox. We're closing in on the end of the spring sports season. Today on the show, highlights from section track and golf, plus baseball and softball.
And we will meet a lacrosse and hockey standout from Wayzata in our Sports Jam Spotlight. Let's get started with lacrosse. Section champions will be crowned this week, and a number of teams from the area have advanced to section finals. Top seed Maple Grove hosting Wayzata in the Section 8 girls semifinal. Highlights from this one: Emily Herdeen with a nice feed to Paige Cassavo for the goal, and Maple Grove leads 11-6 in the second half. Haley Herdeen picks up an assist passing to Tina Campa for another Maple Grove goal, and it's 12-6 with 20 minutes to play. Wayzata gets one back here. Izzy Shannon takes a long pass from Maddie Wolzman, and it goes in to score, and it's 12-7. Lauren Kaufman from the free position nets one of her 4 goals, and Maple Grove is up 13-7. But the Trojans make it interesting. Ellie Olmanson passes to Meg Ransom, who scores, and Wayzata's within 13-9. Later, Wolzman shakes off a defender, shoots and scores. Wayzata gets as close as 13-12, but that is the final. Maple Grove moves into the section final with a 13-12 win.
In the other Section 8 semifinal, Osseo Park Center hosted St. Michael Albertville. Erica Edstrom up the right side for OPC, and she sets up Rachel Manning for the quick shovel shot to tie it 1-1. Margot Coombs takes the pass in close, but gives it up to Josie Rohawk for an even better shot to make it 3-1 Osseo Park Center. After the Knights battle back to tie at 5-5, Hannah Foote finds Edstrom in close for the goal that gives OPC the lead for good at 6-5. Coombs scores one of her 4 goals here as Osseo Park Center holds off a late push from STMA to win it 8-7. That sets up a championship matchup between Osseo Park Center and Maple Grove. They'll play for the championship Wednesday night at 7 at Osseo, a predetermined site for the final. The Champlin Park girls were undefeated coming into the Section 7 semifinals. They faced Blaine in that one early second half. Blaine's Abby Jones slices through the Champlin Park defense and scores for a 9-6 Bengals lead. The Rebels try to rally. Tara Dahlman attacks and scores here on the low shot. And Hannah Krimble drives hard to the goal and scores, cutting the Blaine lead to 9-8. But it's all Bengals from there. Jones attacks from behind the net and scores again. Blaine ends Champlin Park's season with a 15-9 win.
In boys lacrosse, Benilde St. Margaret's has an excellent shot of making its first state tournament appearance since 2011. The Red Knights hosted Brack in the Section 5 quarterfinals. Nice burst of speed by Benilde junior midi Brian Arnold here, racing to the net and score. Red Knights dominate play against the Mustangs. Arnold picks up a helper here, and watch number 24, Quinn Allen, wind up and fire for another BSM goal. They lead at 14-2 in the fourth quarter. Benilde wins 16-2 to advance to Monday's semifinal against Hopkins. The section championship is Wednesday at Armstrong. The Falcons and Blake are in the other boys semifinal. Blake, Breck, BSM, and Armstrong are the final 4 for the Section 5 girls tournament. Wayzata won its second straight game against a higher-seeded team in the Section 8 boys tourney. The 6th-seeded Trojans routed number 2 seed Elk River 13-3. Wayzata faces St. Michael Albertville in the section final Wednesday at Park Center. We'll meet Wayzata senior Amar Batra later in our Sports Jam Spotlight. Wayzata's baseball team has been part of the season as the number 1 team in Class 4A. The Trojans are now a step closer to reaching the state tournament. Trojans facing Hopkins in the winner's bracket final of the 6-4A tournament. Wayzata ace Tom Scoro gave up a leadoff double in the first inning. They came back to strike out the side, including Alex Schwartz looking to end the inning. Top of the second inning, Morgan Holmes at the plate leading off for Hopkins. And he drills a ball to deep left over the head of Griffin Schneider into the fence. Holmes, showing good speed, goes into third base with a leadoff triple. He later scores on a sacrifice fly by Tommy Off to give Hopkins a 1-0 lead. Bases loaded for Wayzata in the third when Schneider delivers at the plate, hitting one to left. This one drops fair and then bounces over the fence for a ground rule double. 2-run score, and the Trojans have the lead at 2-1. Hopkins starter John Cook pitches well enough in this game. He allowed just 5 hits in the game, but those 2 runs were enough for Wayzata to win. Squirrel works a complete game, allowing just the 1 run and 4 hits. Cameron Keenan with a nice running catch in center field to end the game. Wayzata wins 2-1. Hopkins lost to St. Louis Park in an elimination game, so it's Wayzata and Park for the section title Tuesday afternoon.
And Maple Grove is into Thursday's final in Section 8-4A without a loss. Totino Grace into the final in Section 5-4A as the last unbeaten team.
Champlin Park still alive at this taping of Sports Jam in Section 5-4A, and Heritage Christian Academy has qualified for the final in Section 4A, so a lot of baseball still to be played. The state golf tournament is next week. Girls in Section 5-3A battle the strong wind at times during the second day of the 36-hole tournament. Jen Galloway of Maple Grove is one of 4 Crimson golfers to make the cut to day 2. Galloway finishes in 16th place overall. Sam Berg of Park Center finishes up on the 12th hole at the links at North Fork. Berg finishes in 19th place. Osseo's Maddie Gorman, nice par putt on the tough par 5 9th hole. Gorman places night, just misses qualifying for state with that 9th place finish. Taylor Minger of Champlin Park is one of 2 local state qualifiers. Good chip for her on the par 5 first hole. Minger finishes 5th overall with rounds of 75 and 85. Her teammate Megan Municky is also headed to state. Municky with a 55-footer for birdie on the 4th hole, runs it up close. She'll make that one for par. She finished as runner-up in the tournament, a 2-day score of 154. Allie Rogers of Spring Lake Park is the medalist, a birdie for her on hole number 1. She comes in with rounds of 73 and 79. Mounds View is a team champion from 5-3A. Champlin Park finishes 2nd. And watch for highlights from Section 6-3A golf on our 12 News show and online at 12.tv.
Stay with us. Coming up next on Sports Jam, section track and softball highlights, plus state-adapted softball. Welcome back to Sports Jam.
Time to talk track and field, where we saw a lot of local athletes qualify for this weekend's state meet. Highlights from the second day of the Section 6AA meet. Hopkins and Wayzata battle down the stretch of the 4x800 relay. Hopkins wins in a time of 7 minutes, 55.91 seconds. Wayzata also qualifies for state. Fast group in the boys 100 meters. In the middle in all red, Evan McCullough of Armstrong sets a new section record of the time of 10.36 seconds. He also wins the 200. Alexandria Hurst of Armstrong is also a double winner. Here in the shot put, she throws 43 feet, 8 3/4 inches, also wins the discus. The boys' discus title goes to Eric Wilson of Benilde St. Margaret's. His best 146 feet, 5 inches, and he also wins the shot put. Armstrong's Michaela Baker follows up her long jump win with a title in the triple jump, here going 38 feet, 3 inches. Boys 4x100 meter relay, great finish with Eden Prairie edging Wayzata by 7/100ths of a second. But the Trojans team of Drake Kapler, Jet Berg, Ethan Cook, and Sam Colpine also qualify for state. In the boys 1600 meter run, Jared Carpenter of Wayzata also won the 3200, takes first in a time of 4 minutes 11.43 seconds. Finally, Ruby Stauber, the state girls record holder in the 800, sets a new 6AA section record, blowing away the field with a winning time of 2 minutes 7.65 seconds. Another great race for the Wayzata senior. Here's what some of the local winners had to say after their events.
I hold the record currently for sections, and today I tried to beat it, and that didn't happen. I was really upset. I kind of laid on the ground a little bit for a while, but I did end up getting first, so.
I felt pretty good. It was kind of, we were just trying to get as many people to the state as possible in our section. We take pride in our pretty talented section, so we were just trying to go out at standard, and then if anybody was feeling it, then we'd go. So I was pretty happy with it today.
My first 3 throws in the prelims weren't my best. I didn't show my best, so I came out in finals and reset my head kind of, and through 146. I know I got more in me, so we're trying to break the school record next week at 156. So
I'm happy with it. It's like a outdoor season best of like 2 seconds, so I'm happy I'm kind of dropping, and sections is kind of when you start to not do quite as hard of training, do a little bit quicker stuff, so to see my time drop at that is pretty cool.
While athletes in Section 6 had great weather for day 2 of their meet, competitors in Section 5AA couldn't say the same as they competed in the rain. Girls 100 hurdles, Irondale's Julia Hayes races to the win. On the left, Maple Grove freshman Heather Ryan is second to also qualify for state. The girls 100 and Navy in the middle of three St. Michael runners. Miata Flemister-Smith of Champlain Park takes second behind Anna Kiefer of STMA. The girls shot put, Samantha Anderson of Champlain Park places second. She is also second in the discus. The girls 4x200 relay anchor Flemister-Smith of Champlain Park holds off a late push from Moundsview to help the Rebels win in a time of 1:43.6. To the boys 1600 where Alex Miley of Maple Grove runs well, holding off a Moundsview runner to win in a time of 4:19.71. He is second in the 3200. In the boys 4x100 relay, St. Michael Albertville wins. On the left in white and green, Park Center qualifies by placing second. In the girls 400 meters, Park Center's Fashayo Iobamadeli has the lead, but tires and is passed by Cece Lewis of Fridley. Iobamadeli is second, though, to advance on to state. Champlain Park's Michael Cloud Granger wins the 400 here, and he also takes the 200-meter title for the Rebels. Boys 300 hurdles, and in orange, Osseo's Tyler Seelock is second to qualify for state. Blaine's Zach Baker wins it. Here's what some local winners had to say.
For the 4x2, I was really tired, but I don't know, I had to, again, kick it in, go as fast as I could. I'm still like really tired right now. I don't know, I just think about having my teammates go with me to state, so.
I mean, it's wet outside, but I like these conditions, and I just heard my coaches and others around me, and I just decided to kick it. It was a great race. I loved it. It was fun with all these guys and to compete with them.
I just got to keep working harder and harder every day, and just trying to learn as much as I can, because I started the 400 a couple of weeks ago. It's my first time like really seeing like a truly fast 400 runners.
And again, state is Friday and Saturday. Now to softball. Maple Grove won a wild game over Spring Lake Park in the championship round in Section 5 4A. That forced a second game for the title. And Maple Grove jumps on the Panthers early. Eleanor Shuddy beats out a grounder to score Taylor Wente, and it's 2-0 Crimson after an inning. Spring Lake Park answers in the third as Sierra Ryland slices it to deep left to score a run that makes it 2-2. They add another run to go in front 3-2. It stays that way until the top of the seventh when Emma Schifferle's grounder gets through. Sydney Cashman scores to tie the game and send it to extra innings. But in the eighth, 2 on and 2 out, Maddie Iskirka slaps the game-winning hit to right to send the Panthers to their first state tournament with a 4-3 win.
After a one-win 2015 season, Armstrong put together a run to the Section 6 4A title game. In softball, they face top seed Hopkins in the championship. The Falcons looking for the program's first state tournament appearance since 2001. Bottom of the first, Allie Reese stroking a hit. Hannah Kleist motors round. She slides in safe at home for Hopkins for the first run of the game. Bottom of the second, Makenzie Merritt single brings home Evelyn Barzek and Kleist. And the Royals have a 6-0 lead on Armstrong. Fifth inning, Armstrong tries to rally. Kelly O'Keefe with a 2-out hit, scoring Kaylin Letter and Joyce Yellowhammer, cutting the Hopkins lead to 7-2. Seventh inning, the Falcons get runners on second and third, but the fly out to right field ends the game. Hopkins is the section champion. We'll hear from 2 of their players later in the show.
In adapted softball, the Osseo District CI Division team won 8 championships in a 10-season span between 2000 and 2009. The Orioles aim for their first title since then on Saturday as they face North Suburban in the title game. The Cougars hit early. Anthony Bankson drives it to deep left, and when the outfielders can't come up with it right away, 2 runners, including Bankson, score. They get 4 in the first. In the second inning, North Suburban's Kevin Beaupre with a base hit up the middle to score 2 more. The Cougars get the maximum 5 runs for a 9-2 lead. Osseo chips away at the deficit, though. Paige Faber's hit to deep short scores Jason Robbins. It's part of a 4-run fourth for the Orioles. In the fifth, Robbins smacks one off the third baseman to score Joe Ohato, and Osseo pulls within 16-7. After trailing throughout, they make it interesting in the seventh. Faber's hit to left scores a run as Osseo gets as close as 17-15 before North Suburban gets the last out to secure the championship. In the PI division, Anoka Hennepin was third, Wayzata Minnetonka fourth, and Robbinsdale Hopkins Mound placing fifth. Also, congratulations to the Benilde St. Margaret softball team. They qualified for their first ever state tournament in Class 3A.
And Tutino Grace and West Lutheran were close, both lost in section finals in softball. Next up, meet a two-sport star for Wayzata, who has helped his team to a section final in lacrosse. That's next in our Sports Jam Spotlight. The Wayzata boys lacrosse team lost its first 3 games of the season and came into the section playoffs with a losing record. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet a Wayzata senior who's a big reason why the team is still playing. His high school athletic career is coming to an end. Now graduated Wayzata senior Amar Batra enjoyed a great year in hockey and lacrosse.
Batra turns and fires.
A 50-plus goal scorer this spring, his game has grown in his 3 years of varsity lacrosse play.
I think I have a lot of credit to learn from our older guys. They're great mentors. I learned a lot about life and being a leader from them, and I'm hoping to pass that on to our younger guys so our program can continue to flourish.
His older brother, Akash, used to bring him to all the summer camps, and he was just this little kid that liked to play lacrosse and used to be doing fun things. He was a very skilled player even at a young age, and just a very likable kid that just loved the game. So he's been a pleasure to have on. We're going to miss him like no other. He's definitely leaving an impact on our program.
The leading scorer on a pretty young Wayzata team, Amar shows great ability to bounce off players and get himself into scoring position.
Honestly, I'm just trying to help the team win, whatever way that means. If I pass the ball, pick up ground balls, ride hard, anything I can do to help the team is what I want to do out there. I play very physical, unlike most guys who try to be shifty. I know I'm not quick or fast, I just try to use my strength.
I've just never seen a player able to go through 4 guys every time, you know. He's strong, he's fast, and his ball protection and stick protection is like no other.
As much fun as lacrosse is for Amar, he said nothing can top his senior year of hockey. Wayzata won the school's first ever state championship in hockey, and the senior captain played a big role.
Honestly, that was the greatest feeling I've ever had in sports. It was just unbelievable playing hockey with the guys you've been growing up with. Finally getting it done on the biggest stage was unbelievable. We were underdogs all season. Nobody expected us to do anything. We just liked playing from behind. We knew we had a great group of guys in the locker room, and we were able to come out and win.
He's a very lighthearted kid, but focused at the same time. It's kind of a great combination with that. But you know, he was the guy that just did everything right at all times. And if we needed a guy to kick everybody in the pants or get everybody going, he was that guy. And he was actually the one that kind of got us rallied in that state championship game when we were down 3-1. So that was said a lot about his leadership.
Pat O'Leary has watched Amar play lacrosse and saw firsthand what kind of hockey player he is. Some of the same attributes Batra possesses show through in both sports.
Just his body positioning and how strong he is on his feet and how strong he is on his skates. He's just a good, overall really good athlete, and his ability to create space for himself and his teammates is pretty great.
Amar made a decision not to pursue athletics in college, something both of his varsity coaches believe he had the ability to do. Instead, he will attend the University of Minnesota and focus on academics, specifically industrial engineering.
Well, my brother studying engineering at Madison, and my dad's also an engineer, so kind of runs in the family, I guess. And I chose the U because it's close and hometown, I guess.
He's a phenomenal student athlete, obviously, and he knows what he wants to do, and he's gotten everything he can out of his high school career. And yeah, I mean, I think he has the ability, not only like I said, as an athlete or as a student, but the ability to get into a school to play multiple sports if he wanted to. But I think he's just going to concentrate on school, which he'll be phenomenal at that.
Amar and the Trojans defeated Osseo Park Center and Elk River Zimmerman in their first 2 games in the Section 8 tournament. Wednesday, they meet St. Michael Albertville in the final. Sports Jam continues in a moment as Jay talks softball with the state tournament-bound Hopkins Royals.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Hopkins softball team headed to the state tournament as they beat Armstrong in the Section 6 championship 7-2, and we're joined by a couple of the Royals that helped to get it done, starting with Makenzie, Merritt, and you had a couple of tough battles with them the first couple rounds. Coming out here today in this last final game, what was the key for your team?
We just needed to stay focused throughout the whole time and just take one play at a time, keep our bats going.
You guys were able to score early, get a couple runs of the first and then tack on some more right after that. Was that something you felt was important to sort of establish that lead and hit early like that?
Yeah, I think it's good to keep our momentum rolling the whole entire time. I think that helped good to start off strong.
The first time you guys played them in this tournament, they maybe surprised you a little bit. Did that sort of get everybody to refocus on these last couple of games for your team too?
Yeah, I think that made us kind of lock in more and just focus on what we need to do to get what we want.
Obviously, your team has had some ups and downs this year, but you head to the state tournament now. How much confidence are you playing with as you head down to Mankato?
We're just going to keep it neutral, not get overconfident, and just keep it pushing the whole time.
Congratulations on the section title here. Have fun at state.
Thank you.
And Natalie DenHartog, shortstop, and also hitting star for Hopkins here. And how much fun was this section tournament? There were some pretty wild games.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I don't know. Sections is always really sweet and really intense, and it was just awesome to come out here and play these games.
The first two games in the tournament, your team won fairly easily, and then you played Armstrong in a couple, back-to-back. How nerve-wracking were those first couple games with them?
Oh yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking. It was definitely, we can't underestimate them, and I think a key was just to stay neutral with them and not get too high or too low, and I don't know, we took it pitch by pitch, and we did good. So.
We said coming into this tournament, a lot of the teams felt like they had a shot, and then you guys were the top seed. You ended up winning it. How big is this for your program to be able to be a section champion team this year?
Oh, it feels great. Definitely deserved. We have gotten second a couple in the last years, and to take this one home just makes it, ice on the cake. So.
Get Spring Lake Park in the first round of the state tournament. Do you know anything about that team at all yet?
Not much, but I'm sure, as long as we play our game, we can hang with anybody. So.
All right, congratulations and have fun in that tournament.
Thank you.
Natalie DenHartog, Hopkins Royals, they're the Section 6 4A softball champions, and again, they open play in the state tournament coming up against Section 5 champion Spring Lake Park. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam, but first, it's a look at our plays of the week.
Mark June 16th through the 18th on your calendar for the annual Tater Days Festival in Brooklyn Park. Find out more at 12.tv under the In the Community tab. It's time to celebrate Brooklyn Center at the annual Earl Brown Days Festival. The fun takes place from June 23rd through the 25th. Find out more at 12.tv under In the Community.
And that's it for this week's show. Thanks so much for watching Sports Jam.
We'll have section baseball and lacrosse finals, plus state track and field and tennis and more next time on Sports Jam. We'll see you then.